Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is your instructor Joy. Let me first play a tune for you. So this was a little excerpt from Sevcik, shifting exercises. I will put the full title in the description below. I encourage you to check it out. So this is part of our shifting techniques series. I'm starting with a Sevcik because that's one of my favorite as a first shifting exercise for myself and for all my students. It's beautiful for several reasons. At first, it's great because Sevcik is approaching this shifting gradually, one step at a time, meaning he does from first to second position, then moves, and then out combination of all different fingerings from shifting 1 to 1 or 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and so on. Goes all the way to first to seventh position, I believe. And all possible variation of all types of combination of shifting up and down and different combination of fingering, which is fantastic. It also is great by working mechanically using all four fingers, not just couple fingers or only the shifting fingers. It teaches us the importance of keeping our all hands into all four fingers in a kind of one block way, because as we know, if we shift in one finger, even if it's in tune, if the rest hand is staying behind, it's a matter of time for the rest of the hand to be out of tune. So when we shift, we have to move as a whole hand, not just finger like that. Yeah. So Sevcik is great, helping our left hand to shift as the entire hand as a block in a healthy way. That's great. Another great thing is it gives us a specific mental picture of physical distance between positions. As you know, as you get higher, the distance of the notes gets narrower and it's ever changing, so we have to adjust that one. But simply by repetitive exercise up and downwards with different combinations of fingerings and positions, it forces us to kind of have a muscle memory as well as we learn to hear how it sounds. Now, I played the E string exercise first because a subscriber requested for that, but for the sake of demonstration for the camera angle, I'm going to just do G string because it's a bit easier for you to see. Now, this specific exercise is the very first exercise of shifting, which is number 1. Now, you have to be careful when it could be when you see the Sevcik studies, whether this or something else, for the first time, when you open the first page, you see lots of notes, lots of different variation, and there's a tiny notes of different way of practicing, and one could get overwhelmed. So here, you have to understand that Sevcik way of approach is not to do from beginning to the end, or always start from beginning, or anywhere like that, but rather pick a small bits of exercises that what you are in need at that moment. Let's say if I'm in need of exercise from shifting from first to third position on A string, and then you would pick that particular study, which probably is not going to be at the beginning of the book, but rather in the middle somewhere, right? So because Sevcik book is organized in a very easy to predict way, so you could kind of follow numeric way and then you will find your exercises. And even then, even though the study is written all the way from first to the 8th position or 7th position, you don't always have to do the entire study. You can just do first to the 3rd position if you need it, or third to the 5th position, or 5th to the 7th, whichever you're in need. Another nice thing is you can change the key signature as you need. So first exercise start But if you're practicing and currently your repertoire piece is, let's say, in A flat major, then make this exercise into A flat major key. So instead of starting A, do it A flat. On and on. So what I'm trying to say is this study can be a fantastic, almost like custom made study for you if you know how to use it properly. Yeah. So now, just like a surgeon, you know, when a surgeon is about to operate a patient on the operating table, they cover the patient completely and they just leave a little opening where the surgery is going to be operated or happen, and so that the doctor can concentrate on that one without being distracted. It's same with that. So when we are tackling a specific kind of technical problem, you have to first find out what your problem is, and then once you find it, just tackle those at small bits at a time instead of trying to cover many different techniques, even though that's ultimately our goal, but you have to focus one thing at a time. So here, when we're practicing, and this is great because here we have shifting finger and we have moving fingers. So shifting fingers are the one that you shift with. So like the first one, and then the first finger shifting finger, and the rest are all moving finger. Now the second finger is shifting with, so therefore it's shifting finger. Some pedagogues call it guiding finger, some call it a shifting finger. They're both correct terms. So now here you want to leave those shifting fingers on the string so that you can shift it efficiently, but make sure the shifting fingers don't stay too heavy but rather light sliding on the string. So it's almost, you should feel almost like a harmonics, which means the string gets lifted tiny bit from the fingerboard. Yeah. Now the rest of fingers don't have to stay on the string. It's actually better if you stay a little above the string. That way your movement is a little more freer. But something that you have to pay attention here, the active fingers, which is not shifting, make sure you're not lifting overly high because this will slow you down and also it will de-shape your proper hand position. Therefore, you're going to lose your intonation. Yeah. So keep your hand, general guidance, keep all your fingers close to the strings, maybe about 2 centimeters max, but a centimeter from above the string would be even better if you can keep it closer, or even smaller. So in the sheet music, it has a long slurs going over a bar, and it like this. Even though that's written, remember, we're not trying to finish this specific exercise, but we're trying to solve a specific problem or master a specific technique. So focus on slow slurred notes, that way you can really control your left hand. Sevcik at first suggests that we do detached bow, so the détaché bow. Then move on to legato, which means slur. But in my experience, I find it's more efficient time-wise and the learning speed if you start 2 or 3 notes slurred. That way, like this. And now slur. Now 4 notes slurred. Then 1 note. So basically, we're using 1 bow per beat per beat. Yes. So it does a couple of things because you're changing bow every beat. So your right hand moves kind of mechanical way, so you don't have to worry too much about right hand. Left hand also gets slurred while shifting. Then slur. Then here. Slurring while shifting is very helpful because both arms are attached to one spine. So when your right hand moves sliding, connected way, the left hand wants to copy that along, which is very helpful when you shift. Yeah, so I hope you get to exercise this one. This can be a fantastic exercise when you use it wisely and efficiently. Yeah, I hope this video is helpful. I'll see you again in the next video, which I will be talking about Dunis method when it comes to shifting exercises. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Bye-bye.